Hey y'all, this is Angel with Shiloh Farms and Homestead. I hope y'all are doing all right. I want to come by and I haven't done this for a coon's age, is do another video of an update of how we're doing on the farm. I've got my little list here of things I want to talk to you about and give you an update about of what we're doing and what we're not doing and how we're doing. So I'm just going to pop right on into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is tomorrow. I know it's late. I know it's like 9-10 o'clock, something like that. However, I just want to be able to get out there. Maybe tomorrow y'all will see it and you'll all come by. But tomorrow, October 4th, Saturday, is our farmers market, and Eddie and I will be there. And just want to let everybody know we're going to be there. Sometimes we're not this year. Just farming is farming, and we're going in different directions, different avenues, different things throughout the year now that we are growing. So we're not always going to be at the farmers market. It's not that mainstay like last year. We had to be there every Saturday, right? We had to keep pushing through. This year we've made some connections and we're able to do some different things, but we are always at the farmers market whenever we can be there. Tomorrow is that day. And why am I telling you all of that? Well, first of all, it's in Forest City, 8 to 12. And I want you to be able to come on out and see the vendors, see the produce. There's some really great vendors that come out. But the reason why I'm making such a big deal about this particular market tomorrow is because we now have all of our goat babies are weaned, and we have been milking twice a day every day now instead of just partially, because the babies are still eating. Well, they aren't anymore. They're eating all on their own foods, their own everything. In fact, they're separated. So I'm getting full on milk now. And what full on milk means, my refrigerator's filling up. And it means that's great for y'all. So I have 6 gallons of milk, 6 gallons, wrong, 6 jars of milk, a gallon and a half, available tomorrow. And I've got 3 16-ounce tubs of yogurt that I made from it. And I've got 2 or 3 8-ounce tubs of farmer's cheese that I made from the milk as well, all for tomorrow. And, I make it fresh. In fact, I just got finished over there taking care of things. And I just want you to know it's nice and fresh, able to be eaten by humans. But I have to give you that disclaimer that according to North Carolina law, it is illegal to sell raw milk and raw milk products for human consumption here in North Carolina. But here at Shiloh, our slogan when it comes to that is what you do with it when you buy it, your business. You do whatever you want to with it. You can buy it and pour it down the drain. You can buy it, feed it to your kitty cat, which I don't advise because really cats shouldn't have milk of any kind. But you can give it to your pigs and your dogs and your chickens. It's great protein for your chickens, by the way. I do that with the whey or the liquid that comes off when you make cheese and yogurt. I give it to the chickens. Extra protein for those meat birds. Anyhow, but raw milk is raw milk. They think the ubiquitous the government, the FDA, the USDA, those that control our food system and make decisions for us pertaining to our food system. They believe because the good and bad bacteria is still in raw milk that the potential for foodborne illness is too great to allow us to sell it to you. They think it's just too great, too high of a risk for you to consume it, rather than allowing you to make that decision for yourself. That's the way that is, and it is what it is. I, on the other hand, I know the nutrition value of it. The protein structure is different than cow milk, and the fat molecules are much smaller, so it makes it easier to digest. That's why we're able to have it. That's why if you notice, you've heard about or maybe you've experienced any babies who can't have breast milk or are lactose intolerant like that, or can't have commercial formulas for one reason or another, including the fact that it's processed formulas and it's full of junk. Goat milk is the deal because of that protein structure being different and the fat molecules being smaller, easier to digest. It's a caprine animal. Goats are caprine animals. They're not ovine, they're not bovine, so they're not related to cows and sheep. They are caprine animals. Little fun fact. Who are they related to? They are the domestic livestock version of the wild deer, our whitetail. And so yeah, they're related. Next time you look at a goat, you'll see some of those deer features. But anyhow, they will not allow us to sell it for human consumption. But what you do with it is your business. I do get many customers who get it for their pigs because the mama pig, the sow's not producing enough milk for the piglets, so they substitute or they supplement one or the other. Human babies, human adults. Maybe you're lactose intolerant. I have a few customers that can have goat milk instead, and it works for them. So I say all to say, we now have goat milk and a few goat milk products. Right now, for the moment, I'm leaving it at yogurt and farmer's cheese. Farmer's cheese is just heated milk. I don't heat it to pasteurize it, so it stays raw. Pasteurization is at 160 degrees. I go less than that. And I go to about 120 to 130 degrees, and then I put in some type of acid. I use white vinegar. Ooh, it's going to leave a vinegary taste, Angel. No, it doesn't. You never know it's there. What you do notice is if you use lemon juice, because it has that lemony flavor. Now, if you don't mind lemony flavor in your milk, or in your cheese, go for it. But it does leave that. The other one is citric acid, and you can purchase that, but that's not cost effective. It's more expensive than vinegar or lemon juice is. So I use vinegar. I use white distilled vinegar, and it does what it needs to do. It separates the whey from the curds. Little Miss Muffet, if you're wondering what that ever was, eating her curds and whey, she was eating her cheese and her could be milk or the liquid from the milk, because back then it could have meant any of that. But anyhow, another little fun fact. And but anyhow, I have those products for you tomorrow. Wanted to make that big announcement because many people have been asking, because usually I would be selling it all through the summer, but I didn't have spring babies. I had summer babies. I didn't, because of Helene last year, I wasn't able to breed our girls in time. We actually had the hurricane right when breeding season is supposed to be. And then, it's supposed to be September, October, November should be your breeding season for spring kidding season or spring birth. September, I never do. I always do October, and we had the hurricane. By that time, November came, holidays started, December holidays, so I didn't even, and then it's winter, wrong time, wrong-o. I never do winter kidding, winter babies. There's too high of a chance for them to die of cold because they need pure heat put on them. And so, I say all to say, we bred in January and February, which meant we had May and June babies. And here we are. We just got them all weaned through August and September, and now I got full-on milk. I had sporadic milk halfway through September. Didn't want to make that announcement yet because, like I said, it was sporadic. Didn't have enough of a supply, but now I do because everybody's separated. So we have that going on. Also at the market, I'll have my chicken. We're certified to raise and butcher chicken for y'all. And we do that from chick all the way through to the freezer, so you don't have to. Jumbo Cornish cross, which are the same chickens you get in the grocery store. Just that ours are raised ethically, organically, and on 4 acres. Okay? And we give them a 22% protein diet in their feed, all the water they can drink, which they drink a lot of water, and I also give them 3 little special things. I give them the whey off of cheese and yogurt making. I give them that water. It's packed with nutrition, packed with protein. I give that to them. We also sprout lentils, and I've shown videos of that before. I'll probably put out another little educational gizzy on Facebook at some point here, and maybe tomorrow or Sunday. But we sprout lentils like a microgreen in a jar, and I feed them those sprouted greens, and that is nutrient dense. It's packed full of nutrition of what that provides. All the vitamins and minerals that are in there, they get it in a concentrated form when we do sprouts and microgreens. So I give that to them. And then lastly, we raise our own mealworms. And I do that so that, one, who wants dehydrated? If you were a chicken, would you want dehydrated mealworms that all you gotta do is just eat them? Or did you want to have a little fun and have something to do, like go after them and be a chicken, right? So we raise our own, and I give it to them live so they have extra protein there. So they grow nice and big, all naturally. It's a jumbo cross, which by nature, they're going to go faster. They're going to raise faster. They're going to grow faster than your heritage breed or your dual purpose. Dual purpose birds are layers and meat birds simultaneously. Can dual purpose be heritage breeds? Yes. Are all heritage breeds dual purpose? No. And not all dual purpose are heritage breeds either. Because they're just not. Heritage breeds are breeds of chicken that have been here since the beginning of our country's discovery. And or they were brought on the Mayflower, and their originality has been of being from England has been bred out of them, and all they are here, one or the other. Heritage breeds are things like your Rhode Island Reds and your Plymouth Barred Rocks, your Delaware, those breeds that I'm sure you've heard of, whether you keep chickens or not. I'm sure you've heard of them. So we have Jumbo Cross, which is a cross of 2 chickens, the White Rock and the White Leghorn. They are crossed. So that's why we can't, and people have experimented and have been successful, but I'm not in the business of breeding and hatching mine out and raising them that way. I'm in the business of growing chickens and slaughtering them and feeding you. So I'm not going to set up that infrastructure to do all the breeding because I have to keep them separate from all other chickens, which means they live confined. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not into confinement. I got 4 acres and I'm letting them all have it. Now, meat birds don't go anywhere. They don't need but the half acre to an acre that they're on. And the rest roam around. In fact, I have a few that want to lay eggs back here in the meat bird area. So yeah, they get all 4 acres too because they swipe it from the meat birds. But that's okay. And I can't keep them out of it unless I put a big old dome over it, which is ridiculous. Anyway, we've got our meat birds out there. We got our chicken. We're able to raise that for you. We're certified through the North Carolina Department of Agriculture to do that. We've also got our meat handlers. So that means instead of 1,000 birds a year, we can do 20,000 birds a year, whether that's chicken, turkey, duck, pheasant, quail, all of that. Poultry. So we've got those for you tomorrow. I am out of whole chickens. I am out of half chickens and breasts. I've got everything else, but next week we start slaughtering again, and we start butchering again our grow outs. It's starting to be time for them to be butchered. I have over 200 meat birds on our farm at any one time in different growth stages. Okay, we have day-old chicks to 4 weeks in the brooder. We have 4 weeks to 8 to 10-ish, depending on how long they need to go out there in the grow-out pen. And then we have the butchered in the freezer already ready to go for you. So we will be bringing that tomorrow. Along, our ground chicken is a new thing. It was new last, I don't know if I did it started last year or if it was just the beginning of this year, but it's a hit. Everybody loves it. So I will have a few packages of our ground. I will have our dairy. I have our eggs. I'll have 3 dozen duck eggs and 4 dozen chicken eggs. FYI, fall is here in North Carolina, so that means my chickens are going through molt. They're starting to molt. What does that mean? They're starting to shed their feathers because new feathers are coming in, just like we do with our baby teeth. Our baby teeth fall out, new ones come in. They're doing the same thing. Just like there's a little bit of pain for us, there's a lot of pain for them, and that's why they look as pitiful as they do. They look a mess because their feathers are all disheveled and everywhere. They look like they, got rode hard, put away wet. But really, they're going through that shedding or molting, like all birds do. So that means egg production will go down. When they're done molting in the fall, will they start laying again? Young ones will. Most of those young ones will. The older ones that are, 4, 5, 6 years old won't. They'll stop for the season and won't pick back up until March again. Because the active peak stage for egg layers is 2 years. Then it starts to wane slowly. And they go through menopause by the time they're like 6 to 8 years old. And they stop laying altogether. That's when here at Shiloh they become things like chicken and dumplings and pot pies and soup and stews and all of that. They never go to waste. I don't let them go to waste. Not even the ones I name. But anyway, we've got all that going on. So you'll have the eggs, you'll have the chicken, you'll have the milk and the dairy. Of course, we have our soap. We'll have that out there as well. A big announcement with that is now that we have goat milk, I'm taking the water out of the soap and putting the goat milk in starting on Monday. So be on the lookout for November and December for Christmas gift. Think about that. We'll have plenty of soap. We'll have plenty of soap holders. I crochet all that by hand. Some washcloths, our face scrubbies that you can wash your face, take off your makeup with. Our shower puffs, those nylon ones that all mold in the center and smell and get nasty. Why crochet cotton ones that you could just toss in your washer? They start getting gummy or yucky. Just take them out of your shower and throw them in your wash with your next load of white clothes or color clothes if you get a colored version, and just wash it. And it comes out all nice and ready to go again. You put your bar of soap back in there or use your liquid body wash on the shower puff all over again, and it's all good. No worries. Little trivia, soap holders. They were really originally created to put those bits and pieces of bar soap before body wash came out. And you put all the bits in there so you can keep using them. And you use them all up and you wash with that whole thing. Well, now you can I make it where you don't put just the bits in there. You can put a whole brand new fresh bar in there and you can wash your body with it. If it gets too yucky, just pop the bar out after the whole thing dries. And just peel the bar out because it's going to stick to it. Peel the bar out, pop the soap holder in the washer, and put that bar back in again. That bar will be dried out by that time. And all is good and right with the world. I have all of those. Think about that for Christmas because now we'll have goat milk soap, goat milk tallow soap. And we'll get the best of both worlds with all of that, all the nutrition, all the moisturizing, all the conditioning with all the collagen, hair, skin, nails from the goat milk, from the beef tallow, from the pork lard. We get our fats. I buy just the fat. I do everything here on the farm. I get my pork fat from Murray Farms in Sunshine, and I get my beef fat from Kimball and Annie Cook from Cook Cattle and Meats. And I bring them home separately. I render them, strain them, purify them 3 to 4 times, a minimum of 3 times, maximum of 4. They don't really need past that. And I put it all in jars, and then I use it to make the soaps. And do it right here in house. So 35% of our soap is shea butter, castor oil, and coconut oil. And then 65% of our oil mix is that beef tallow and that pork lard in a proper ratio to make up that 65%. So you have a nice, like I said, nourishing, moisturizing, conditioning bars of soap. And then we scent them or make them smell really fabulous through 100% organic, unrefined essential oils. And we color it with mica powders or natural things out on the farm, or root vegetables like carrots and beetroot and turmeric and tamarind and all of those things I use naturally. Being an herbalist, I go out and I forage all the wild edibles, all the medicinal herbs, all the mushrooms, all the things. And I bring them in here. I have my own little apothecary over there. A lot of those soaps involve that stuff, like our wound care soap not only involves myrrh and lavender for relaxation and healing, it also includes that I take that oil mixture I told you about and I infuse yellow dock, broadleaf dock, and broadleaf plantain into it. I also infuse it just left me. Self-heal, Self-heal, which is another medicinal herb that grows naturally. It grows by the butt ton in my back corner. But I infuse, I harvest all that. I dehydrate it so I have it throughout the year. So that's what you do. You get it during its growing season. You put it up so that when it's not the growing season, you can still use, you still going strong. Like, not a problem. Well, I infuse those oils with it, and then I put in bentonite clay and turmeric into it as well. So you have a powerhouse healing bar that's analgesic, antibacterial, antifungal, all the antis. And so it helps with healing and helps with taking pain away. Stinging nettles, another one that I put in there to help take that pain away. Okay. The hair bar, little thing on that one. Our hair bar is a new thing. All of our soap bars can be used on your body and on your hair. It can, because of the way it's made. And it's going to clean you. And it's going to take care of you. It's going to be sudsy. And it's going to be lovely and wonderful. But my hair bar has 4 essential oils in it that is specifically for hair. Rosemary and cedarwood take care of growing your hair. It's for hair growth. The lemon grass is to help make it shiny. And then the tea tree oil takes care of your scalp. If you've got dandruff, it helps get rid of it. If you don't have dandruff, it helps keep you from getting it. Okay? And with anything all natural, unrefined, organic, like my bar of soap, remember you have to use herbal stuff like this, herbal preparations or herbal skincare. You got to use it every day. It's not, you have to get out of the mindset of convenience and, the microwave and instantaneous relief. You're not going to get it from all natural herbal stuff. You got to use it every day. Okay, so just remember that. Use it every day. And with that, talking about our soap, I'm going to tell you, the last thing to tell you is I am in the process of getting an online website and store made. I want to give a shout out to my dear friend, Evan Black. He's out in California, and he's a dear friend of mine. And this is what he does. He does like website creation. His big thing that he does is he's a set designer for Hollywood movies. And he does a lot of the indie movies and, private movies and stuff like that. I'm going to give a shout out in one of his portfolios was Paris Hilton. He did a whole set design on her bedroom and her closet and for a commercial for, all that designer stuff and modeling that they do out there. But he was part of that. So anyhow, he is helping me make this website. He is wonderful with it. He is super. So we are on the editing process. Our goal is to have it by November 1st so that you have it ready for Christmas gift giving and start getting for all those, I know my sister-in-law, Cindy, she starts Christmas in January and goes through the whole year, make sure she's ready to go. Sometimes she's ready to go by July, August, all wrapped in the closet, ready to go, and don't have to think about nothing. Kudos to her. I try, but I don't always get that. But anyhow, that website is going to be there. I'll have some promotions on the day of launch. Look out for more information about that. And that's coming. So, with all that said, that's that. That's, I think, the update that I wanted to give you to let you know that we are doing good. We expanded this year. We're still expanding. We have anywhere from 200 to 300 chickens on this farm at any one time, because we are providing. Out of that, we are providing about 60 to 80 of them of our meat birds to those who can't afford it, homeless, poor, elderly, veterans, or those who otherwise do not have access to good, wholesome food and fresh local food. So I'm part of that through our Community Farm Stop organization, which is the sub-organization is the Rutherford County Co-op that's been created. It's about a year old. I'm blessed and honored to be part of that. It's amazing. A bunch of meat producers and produce farmers and community members and helpers and part of Ruffton Roots, members from Ruffton Roots, which is our community garden here in Rutherford County. We all collab together. We all work together. It's an amazing network, and I'm so proud to be part of that. And because we get to provide for those who are less fortunate than we are. Because, like I said earlier, everybody's got on this convenience kick for all these decades since the 50s. Bad idea. And now we are microwave people in a crock pot world. Really, we want to make it this microwave world, and we're succeeding. This country is a microwave country, and I'm a grateful believer in Jesus, and he's a crock pot kind of guy. To get it to grow out and just make it all happen on a low and slow, right? But we want all this stuff right now. We want healing right now. We want pain relief instantaneously. Big pharma, all of this stuff. And the problem is that's never been originally designed that way. And so now we're at that pace and that stage where we're killing ourselves because it's now all artificial. It's not there, and many people don't even have access to it. If all you have access to is container mac and cheese and canned vegetables and ramen noodles, that's a problem. Because that's not just the way it's supposed to be. Our county gives free breakfast and lunch to all of our kids in all the districts in our county. Not because they deserve it, which they do. We require them to go to school from this time to that time, and it includes breakfast and lunch. We should be giving them breakfast and lunch. It's part of our taxes. We should do it to do it. No parent should have to pay for their breakfast or lunch. There should not be any across the country. It shouldn't be that way. Reality is it is. The other reality is our county is so food insecure, they all get it for free in our county. Not because they deserve it, but because they can't afford it. 50% of our population is kids under 18 and adults over 65. Half of our county are the two demographics that are living at or below the poverty level the most. It's sad. But I'm thankful to be a part of all of this, is what God's called me to do. And I'm thankful to be part of that. I want to see that happen. So I keep my prices low for y'all. If y'all think my prices are too low, well, come by tomorrow, buy a few things, leave me a tip. It'll help out. It's a great thing. But if you need help, we got low prices so that you can do it. So with that said, I want to say, see y'all tomorrow for your local folks. For you non-local folks, keep a lookout. More's coming. Be blessed. I pray great blessings over you. I love y'all, and y'all are the best folks ever. I really appreciate your support.